The Russian invasion of Ukraine started in February after President Vladimir Putin accused Ukraine of being an anti-Russia state and alleged that the US-led NATO is expanding to the east and this is a threat to the borders of Russia. Over 300 days on, the war is still on, with Ukraine putting up a spirited resistance to the Russian offensive. India lost its popular artist singer Lata Mangeshkar, fondly referred to as India's Nightingale. Starting her career in 1942, Hindi cinema's greatest playback singer has recorded 50,000 songs in over 30 different languages, a momentous, matchless feat. Born to a family of performers in Indore, her lilting voice has emoted for actors down generation from Madhubala to Priti Zinta. Performers demonstrate kung fu-like maneuvers during the spectacular opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics at National Stadium, Beijing, China on February 4. Nearly 600 million Chinese had tuned into the Winter Games at some point, and the opening ceremony was reportedly the country's most watched broadcast in a decade. US's Alexa Nerem and Brandon Frazier competed in a figure skating pairs event during the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympic Games on February 7. They could move up and win the gold medal if and when the IOC clears the pending doping investigation against Russian winner Kamila Valieva. Directed by Prashant Neil, KGF Chapter 2 has emerged as the highest grossing film of 2022, crossing the rupees 1000 crore mark at the global box office. Starring South star Yash, the film follows the story of Ramki, an orphan who rises from poverty and eventually becomes the king of the gold mine. The multilingual film was released in Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam and Hindi. The year 2022 will go down in history as the one in which the second highest number of mass shootings took place in the US. The country is the most heavily armed in the world, with more civilian-owned guns than people and has about 120.5 firearms per 100 residents according to the Small Arms Report. Despite vocal public outrage in the wake of mass shootings, only 52% of the US population supports stricter gun laws. The US Supreme Court, in a seismic ruling in the Dobbs v. Women's Health Organization abortion case, struck down the right to abort that shredded 5 decades of constitutional protections and prompted several right-leaning states to impose immediate bans on the procedure. The ruling overturned the landmark Roe v. Wade abortion decision on June 24. Abortion rights activists dressed in outfits from The Handmaid's Tale lead protesters during a march in Denver, Colorado on June 27. Anti-abortion demonstrators celebrate outside the US Supreme Court on June 24 after it struck down the right to abort. Never before temperatures of over 40 degrees Celsius were reported in France, Germany, Spain and the UK as a heat wave swept across Europe, leading to health issues for the people and severe droughts. Climate scientists said such temperatures were virtually impossible without climate change, news agency Reuters reported. The heat waves may have led to more than 20,000 excess deaths in the continent, said Reuters, quoting a report compiling official figures. The most searched person on the internet this year, actor Amber Heard, awaits the jury verdict in the Depp v. Heard civil defamation trial at the Fairfax County Circuit Courthouse in Virginia on June 1. While announcing split verdicts in favor of Heard and her ex-husband Johnny Depp on their claim and counterclaims, the jury declared that she defamed Depp in an intense libel trial involving bitterly contested allegations of sexual violence and domestic abuse. Draupadi Murmu was sworn in as India's 15th president on July 25, becoming the country's first tribal to hold the highest constitutional office. She is also the second woman after Pratibha Patil to occupy the post. A former teacher, President Murmu has earlier served as the governor of Jharkhand and minister in Odisha, her home state. As the island nation reeled under the worst economic crisis in its history, the people took to the streets. The protests intensified around March end and peaked in May when Mahinda Rajapaksa was forced to resign as Prime Minister. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who refused to resign as President, was forced to flee the country as the agitation grew. He was eventually forced to quit, becoming the first Lankan President to do so mid-term. Ranil Wickremesinghe was elected by the Lankan Parliament for the remainder of Mr. Rajapaksa's term. The image shows a bright star at the center of nebula NGC 3132, a bright and extensively studied planetary nebula in the constellation Vela at a distance of 2000 light years, viewed by the James Webb Space Telescope in near-infrared light on July 12. The James Webb Space Telescope is the most powerful telescope launched into space. It reached its final orbit around the Sun approximately 930,000 miles from Earth's orbit in January. Pools of brine containing lithium carbonate and salt byproducts stretch through a lithium mine in the Atacama Desert, Chile. To meet the rising global demand for lithium carbonate, the main component in the manufacture of electric batteries, US-based Albemarle Corp's mining operations involve pumping natural brine to a series of evaporation ponds during an 18-month process, yielding a lithium concentration of 6%. India's Avinash Sable created history at the 2022 Commonwealth Games, winning the silver medal in the men's 3000-meter steeplechase in Birmingham, England on August 6. The first non-Kenyan to win a medal since 1994, Sable was separated from gold medal winner Kenya's Abraham Kiwiboat by 5 microseconds. India's Neeraj Chopra competes in the men's javelin event during the Diamond League athletics meeting at Stade Olympique de la Pontaise in Lausanne. Chopra's 88.44-meter throw in Zurich in the final of the Elite Series won him the Diamond League trophy on September 8. Iran is witnessing widespread protest against the country's strict hijab dress code for women. The protest, which started in September against an economic crisis and curbs on free speech, intensified after 22-year-old Masha Amini died in custody following her arrest on charges of not wearing the hijab improperly. While government authorities claimed she died of a heart attack, her family alleged that she was tortured by Iran's morality police. In massive protest, women burned hijabs and chopped off their hair. Iran's government described the demonstrations as riots and cracked down, sentencing several protesters to death. Queen Elizabeth II died on September 8, bringing an end to the longest reign by any British monarch. She was 96. The 70-year reign of Queen Elizabeth, the longest verified by any female monarch in history, was witness to major world events such as the landing on the moon and the fall of the Berlin Wall, as well as some of the biggest royal scandals. Queen Elizabeth was succeeded by her 74-year-old son Charles as king. US model Bella Hadid is dressed by spraying fabricant spray on fabric during the Copernic Spring Summer 2023 fashion show as part of the Paris Women's Wear Fashion Week on September 30. Dr. Manuel Torres, the inventor and head of Fabricant, created a minimalist Copernic slip dress directly onto Hadid's body. Djokovic winning anti-vaxxer fans for his refusal to be vaccinated against COVID-19. The 23-time Grand Slam winner Serena Williams prioritizing to say goodbye and retiring Roger Federer in tears after partnering with Rafael Nadal in a match, ending a great rivalry rooted in mutual respect. On October 25, Rishi Sunak was sworn in as Britain's first Prime Minister of colour, 6 weeks after he had lost to Liz Truss in the race for the top post. Indian origin Mr. Sunak bounced back when Ms. Truss stepped down amid the UK's deepening economic crisis. For India, Sunak's entry to 10 Downing Street was immensely symbolic owing to India's history of colonial oppression. The 43-year-old conservative leader is known to speak proudly of his Indian connection. This has endeared him to Indians who hope his elevation would be good for the country's ties with UK. Tesla CEO and billionaire Elon Musk concluded his acquisition of the microblogging site this October after months of dramatic developments. Twitter, which Mr. Musk has earlier described as the world's de facto public town square, has seen sweeping changes since, including mass layoffs and reinstatement of suspended accounts. Mr. Musk has maintained that he is a free speech absolutist and opposed the earlier enforcement strategies used by Twitter. He has also dismissed reports claiming an uptick in hate speech on the platform since he took over. His radical moves, including a fee for a verified badge and polls on key issues, effectively represent a reset of social media that is increasingly shaping global thought process. As the year draws to a close, reports of a massive spike in COVID cases in China have brought back grim memories of the devastation the pandemic caused in India. Concerns of another wave have prompted authorities to reassess the readiness of the health infrastructure if cases rise. So, a year that started with optimism is ending on a note of caution. Authorities, however, have stressed that there is no cause for alarm, citing widespread vaccination coverage and natural immunity due to multiple waves of infections. Skyroot founders Pawan Kumar Chandana and Naga Bharat Daka, both former ISRO scientists, made good their $51 million funding promise. Skyroot Aerospace made history by launching India's first privately developed rocket Vikram S successfully from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh on November 18. The successful launch of the half-ton rocket marks the entry of the private sector into the Indian space program, which has so far remained government-controlled and funded. In April, Imran Khan was ousted as Pakistan Prime Minister, becoming the country's first Prime Minister to lose power by a no-confidence vote. The vote saw high drama, with Mr. Khan's attempt to dissolve the National Assembly prompting an intervention by the Supreme Court. Shehbaz Sharif, brother of former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, succeeded Mr. Khan. Shinzo Abe, Japan's former Prime Minister, was assassinated on July 8 while he was addressing an outdoor political gathering. The man accused of shooting him told investigators that he targeted Mr. Abe because he had allegedly prompted a religious group. The alleged shooter said he was upset because the group called Unification Church had bankrupted his mother. Chinese President Xi Jinping secured a third term as the leader of the Chinese Communist Party this October, becoming only the second leader to do so after Mao Zedong, the founder of the People's Republic. Xi's third term as General Secretary of the party, which cemented his Iran grip on power, started with the introduction of a new governing body packed with his loyalists. Xi's term as the leader of China has witnessed heightened censorship and more state control over the economy. He now faces tall challenges in the form of an economic slowdown, alienation from the West owing to China's growing closeness to Russia and the tussle over Taiwan. The most beloved daughter of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is believed to be named Ju-ae and is about 9 years old. She has suddenly been featured in the North Korean state media alongside her all-powerful father inspecting Hwasong-17, an intercontinental ballistic missile, in this undated photo released on November 19. North Korea's ability to deliver a nuclear strike on the US and its allies in Asia has grown under Kim Jong-un to the point where there are calls to declare Pyongyang a nuclear weapon state. Former US President Donald Trump arrives for a Save America rally in Latrobe, Pennsylvania on November 5. Trump's persistent and baseless denial of his 2020 election loss have eroded public confidence in the nation's political process. Even out of office, Trump consistently attracts thousands to his rallies and remains his party's most prolific fundraiser, raising hundreds of millions of dollars. Trump has announced his candidacy for president in 2024. At least 135 people, including over 50 children, died when a suspension bridge across Machu River collapsed on October 30. The incident, now among the worst bridge collapse tragedies ever, took place days after the 143-year-old bridge was reopened following a long closure for repairs. A probe into the incident revealed huge lapses in the renovation and management of the bridge after it was reopened. Questions were raised on why Oreva Group, known for manufacturing watches and fans, was entrusted with the task of revamping the suspension bridge. 9 people, all associated with Oreva, have been arrested since. Argentina defeated France on December 18 to clinch the FIFA World Cup glory 26 years after football legend Diego Maradona led the country to the football world's biggest trophy. This time it was Lionel Messi who led Argentina to victory as captain, immortalizing a legacy comparable only to his compatriot Maradona and Brazil's Pelé. But the road was not easy. Stunning equalizers by France's Kylian Mbappé took the match to the penalty shootout stage, turning it into a nail-biter that many have claimed was the best FIFA World Cup final ever. The much-awaited sequel of the 2009 film Avatar had hit the theaters in December. The film released in several Indian regional languages like never before, and so it is released across the globe on over 52,000 screens. The original Avatar enchanted audiences with pioneering 3D technology and brought to life the lush moon Pandora and its blue 9-foot-tall Na'vi people. The 2009 movie remains the highest grossing film in history with $2.9 billion in global ticket sales. While Avatar The Way of Water has reportedly received mixed reviews from early reviews from Western critics. Udayanidhi Stalin, son of DMK's first family who made his political debut 4 years ago, joined his father M.K. Stalin's cabinet on December 14. Tamil Nadu Governor R. N. Ravi administered oath of office and secrecy to 45-year-old Udayanidhi at 9:30 am on auspicious time on the penultimate day of Tamil month Karthigay, though the DMK claims to profess rationally. Congress leader and MP Rahul Gandhi started a Bharat Jodo Yatra from Tamil Nadu's Kanyakumari in September. The Bharat Jodo Yatra, which was started by Congressman Rahul Gandhi, aims to build and unify India. Everyone is welcome to participate in and walk in the Yatra. 16 Congress party officials have taken part in the Yatra actively, and those who are unable to do so will nevertheless assist in spreading the word by planning events and taking part in internet activities. So far, actor Kamal Hassan, DMK MP Kanimoli, former governor of RBI Raghuram Rajan, MDMK leader Duraivikku have taken part in Bharat Jodo Yatra along with Rahul Gandhi. Nayanthara and Vignesh Shivan are now wife and husband. The couple tied the knot in a dreamy wedding ceremony on June 9. They exchanged vows and promised a lifetime of happiness according to Hindu customs. Samajwadi Party founder and former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Mulayam Singh Yadav passed away on October 10, 2022 at Mendata Hospital, Gurugram. Mulayam Singh Yadav was 82 years old. Mulayam Singh Yadav was undergoing treatment at the Medanta Hospital since August 22 and was shifted to the ICU on October 2. Uniting India spiritually, culturally and historically has been one of the main missions of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. A sterling example of this, the month-long Kashi Tamil Sangamam, which was held in world's oldest living city Kashi, also known as Varanasi. The Kashi Tamil Sangamam is the confluence of Kashi and Tamil Nadu, which are timeless centers of Indian civilization. It is an effort to strengthen the bond between the North and South, make people aware of the cultural proximity of the two centers, and bring the young generation closer to great Indian traditions, arts, culture, and religion. Several parts of South India, particularly the southeastern coasts of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, were heavily affected by the rare December cyclone named Mandas. The region is yet to fully recover from the storm's impact, but those wounds may not get enough time to heal, as another system has already started brewing in the Bay of Bengal. On October 19, Mallikarjun Kharge was elected President of the Indian National Congress. In an organizational poll held in October, the 80-year-old Rajya Sabha leader defeated his rival Shashi Tharoor. Of the total 9,385 votes, Kharge polled 7,897 votes, while Tharoor got just 1,072 votes. 416 votes were invalid. The former Union Railway Minister, who has also held several important ministries in Karnataka, is the second Dalit president of the party in 5 decades after Jagjeevan Ram became Congress chief in 1970. The BJP scored a phenomenal victory in Gujarat, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's home state, smashing the Congress record in a strong performance ahead of the 2024 national election. The Congress, pulverized in Gujarat, won in Himachal Pradesh. The Government of India has burned the Popular Front of India under UAPA for its alleged terror activities. In a notification issued on September 27, the Union Home Ministry said the central government thinks that the PFI and its affiliates have been involved in subversive activities, thereby disturbing public order and undermining the country's constitutional setup and encouraging and enforcing a terror-based regressive regime.